They know that people like you do not come into someone's life every day. They know that destiny does not create bonds like this without a reason. That realization has awakened something powerful inside them. It has made them look at life differently. It has made them question old fears and old limitations. It has made them brave enough to consider a future that once seemed impossible. Your soulmate wants you to know that they are growing. They are healing. They are becoming the version of themselves that can truly receive and give love. Every lesson they are learning is bringing them closer to you. Every step they take is preparing them for what comes next. And what comes next feels significant. It feels like the beginning of a new chapter. It feels like the moment when confusion finally gives way to clarity. It feels like the moment when two hearts stop fighting destiny and start moving toward each other instead. The energy around this message is filled with hope because your soulmate is no longer standing at a crossroads. They have made a choice. Their heart has made a choice. Their soul has made a choice. And that choice is you. They may not have spoken the words yet. They may not have revealed everything they feel. They may still be gathering the courage to express what is happening inside them. But make no mistake about it. The decision has already been made in the deepest part of their being. They chose you when they realized nobody else could make them feel the way you do. They chose you when they noticed that thoughts of you brought comfort during difficult moments. They chose you when they discovered that your happiness mattered to them. They chose you when they understood that life felt incomplete without your energy in it. And perhaps most importantly, they chose you when they finally stopped listening to fear and started listening to love. The universe wants you to hear this message today because it knows there were moments when you doubted. Moments when you wondered whether this connection was real. Moments when you questioned whether your soulmate would ever understand what existed between you. Those moments are beginning to fade into the past. A new energy is emerging. An energy of commitment. An energy of honesty. An energy of emotional truth. Your soulmate is stepping into that energy right now. They are becoming more aware. More open. More willing. More ready. And as this transformation continues, you may begin noticing signs around you as well. Unexpected reminders. Meaningful coincidences. Sudden feelings of peace. Moments when you think about them and feel their presence strongly. These are not accidents. They are reflections of a bond that is becoming stronger. A bond that is awakening. A bond that is moving toward alignment. So if this message found you today, take it as a reminder that love is working behind the scenes even when you cannot see it. Your soulmate's heart is changing. Their perspective is changing. Their future is changing. And all of it is bringing them closer to the truth they can no longer deny. They chose you in their heart. And this time, they mean it. This time, they are not looking back. This time, they are not letting fear make the decision. This time, they are listening to the call of destiny. And that call keeps leading them straight toward you. Your soulmate wants you to stay with this message a little longer because there is something even deeper happening beneath the surface that you may not fully see yet. The moment they chose you in their heart, a chain reaction began unfolding throughout their entire life. It was as if a hidden door suddenly opened inside them. For so long they had been carrying emotional walls, fears, insecurities, and unanswered questions. They convinced themselves that protecting their heart was safer than risking disappointment. They told themselves that distance was easier than vulnerability. They believed that silence would somehow keep them safe from pain. But the soul does not operate through fear. The soul operates through truth. And no matter how hard they tried to silence that truth, it kept returning stronger each time. There were moments when they felt your energy without any explanation. Moments when they suddenly stopped what they were doing because a thought about you entered their mind so strongly that they could not ignore it. Moments when they found themselves smiling for no reason, only to realize they had been thinking about you. Even during the times they tried convincing themselves that this connection should be forgotten, their heart refused to cooperate. Deep inside, they always knew there was something different about you. Something unforgettable. Something that could not be compared to anyone else. And now that realization is becoming impossible for them to deny. Your soulmate is beginning to understand that real love does not arrive with perfect timing or easy circumstances. Sometimes it arrives during periods of uncertainty. Sometimes it arrives while people are still healing old wounds. Sometimes it arrives before both hearts are fully ready. But when a connection is genuine, time only makes it stronger. Distance only reveals its importance. Challenges only prove its strength. And that is exactly what has happened here. Every obstacle that once seemed like a reason to walk away has become evidence of how powerful this bond truly is. Every separation has made them value you more. Every period of silence has made them miss you more. Every lesson life placed in front of them has brought them closer to understanding that what they feel for you is real. Your soulmate wishes they could show you everything that has happened inside their heart. They wish you could see the late nights when your memory appeared unexpectedly. They wish you could hear the conversations they have had with themselves about you. They wish you could feel the way their chest tightens whenever they imagine losing the possibility of having you in their life. Because if you could see those moments, you would understand that this choice did not happen overnight. This choice was built through countless realizations. It was built through growth. Through reflection. Through lessons that forced them to become honest with themselves. And honesty eventually led them to one conclusion. No matter where life takes them, no matter what changes around them, no matter how much time passes, their heart keeps returning to you. That is not coincidence. That is not imagination. That is not wishful thinking. That is the language of the soul. Your soulmate is finally learning how to listen to that language. The universe has been guiding them toward this awakening for a long time. Every disappointment they experienced was teaching them what genuine love looks like. Every wrong connection was helping them recognize the right one. Every setback was preparing them for a deeper understanding of what truly matters. And now, when they think about the future, they no longer see a future built on fear. They no longer see a future built on avoiding emotions. Instead, they see a future where they are brave enough to follow their heart. They see a future where authenticity matters more than appearances. They see a future where love is not something to fear but something to embrace. And when they picture that future, your presence keeps appearing within it. Your smile. Your energy. Your voice. Your spirit. Somehow, every vision of happiness includes you. That realization has changed everything. It has transformed the way they think about relationships. It has transformed the way they view themselves. It has transformed the choices they are making right now. Because once someone recognizes where their heart truly belongs, pretending becomes impossible. Running becomes exhausting. Denial becomes meaningless. Eventually, they must face the truth. And your soulmate is facing it now. They are realizing that the connection they share with you is worth protecting. Worth pursuing. Worth believing in. Worth fighting for. There is a quiet determination growing inside them. A determination that did not exist before. It is the determination of someone who has finally recognized what matters most. They no longer want temporary distractions. They no longer want shallow connections that leave them feeling empty. They want something real. Something lasting. Something meaningful. And every road leading toward that desire seems to point directly toward you. Your soulmate may still have moments of nervousness. They may still wonder how everything will unfold. They may still question whether they deserve the kind of love they feel when they think about you. But despite those fears, something stronger is emerging. Courage. Real courage. The kind of courage that allows a person to risk vulnerability for the chance at genuine happiness. The kind of courage that allows a person to open their heart after years of protecting it. The kind of courage that allows a person to say, "This matters to me," even when the outcome is uncertain. Your soulmate is stepping into that courage little by little. And every step they take is bringing them closer to expressing what they truly feel. If you could hear their inner voice right now, you might be surprised by how often it speaks your name. You might be surprised by how many memories they carry. Small moments. Tiny details. Conversations that seemed ordinary at the time but became unforgettable later. Those memories live inside them because your connection touched something deep within their soul. Not everyone leaves that kind of impact. Not everyone creates that kind of imprint. But you did. And now your soulmate is recognizing that some people enter our lives for a reason greater than chance. Some people arrive because destiny arranged the meeting long before either person understood why. Some people become mirrors, reflecting parts of ourselves we had forgotten. Some people awaken emotions we thought were impossible. Your soulmate believes you are that person for them. They believe you entered their life to teach them something important about love, trust, and authenticity. And perhaps the biggest lesson of all is this: love becomes powerful when we stop running from it. The moment they chose you in their heart, they stopped running. The moment they accepted what they feel, everything began shifting. The energy around them changed. Their perspective changed. Even their dreams began changing. It was as though life itself started responding to their decision. The universe often works in mysterious ways, and sometimes the greatest transformations begin with a simple choice. A choice to be honest. A choice to believe. A choice to trust what the soul already knows. Your soulmate made that choice. They chose you. And the ripple effects of that choice are still unfolding. Every day brings new clarity. Every day brings new understanding. Every day brings them closer to the version of themselves that can fully embrace this connection. There may still be steps ahead. There may still be conversations waiting to happen. There may still be timing factors that need to align. But the most important part has already occurred. Their heart has decided. Their soul has decided. And decisions made at that level carry extraordinary power. They become guiding forces. They become magnets pulling two paths toward each other. They become the foundation upon which future chapters are built. Your soulmate wants you to know that they are no longer asking whether this connection matters. They already know it does. They are no longer wondering whether you are special. They already know you are. They are no longer questioning whether their feelings are real. They already know they are. What once felt uncertain now feels undeniable. What once felt confusing now feels clear. What once felt distant now feels closer than ever. The universe is smiling upon this transformation because it has been waiting for this moment. Waiting for the moment when fear would finally release its grip. Waiting for the moment when truth would rise to the surface. Waiting for the moment when your soulmate would stop resisting what their heart has been trying to say all along. And now that moment has arrived. A new chapter is beginning. A chapter filled with possibility. A chapter filled with emotional honesty. A chapter filled with growth, healing, and deeper connection. Your soulmate may not know every detail of how the story unfolds from here, but they know one thing with certainty. They do not want to lose the connection they share with you. They do not want to walk away from something that feels this meaningful. They do not want another day to pass pretending that their heart belongs anywhere else. Because the truth is simple, powerful, and impossible for them to ignore any longer. Out of all the people they have met, all the paths they have explored, all the experiences they have lived through, their heart keeps choosing you. Again and again. And this time, they are finally ready to honor that choice, and as your soulmate continues walking through this transformation, something remarkable is happening that they never expected. The more they accept their feelings for you, the more peaceful they become inside. For a long time, there was a battle taking place within them. One side of their heart wanted to move toward you, while another side kept holding on to old fears, old disappointments, and old beliefs that told them not to trust what they felt. That inner conflict drained them. It left them feeling confused, exhausted, and emotionally restless. But now that they have finally chosen you in their heart, that battle is beginning to end. The noise is fading. The confusion is fading. The uncertainty is fading. In its place, a quiet certainty is growing stronger every day. It is the certainty that comes when a soul finally stops resisting its destiny. Your soulmate feels this certainty every time they think about you. They feel it when your memory appears unexpectedly during their day. They feel it when they imagine speaking honestly with you. They feel it when they picture a future where fear no longer stands between two hearts that were always meant to find each other. There is a warmth inside them now, a warmth that did not exist before. It feels like hope. It feels like possibility. It feels like finally arriving at a truth they spent too long avoiding. And that truth is simple. You matter to them more than they have ever been able to say. There were moments when they tried to convince themselves that they could ignore this connection. Moments when they thought time would make the feelings disappear. Moments when they believed distance would weaken what they felt. But instead of fading, the connection only became stronger. Instead of disappearing, the feelings became clearer. Instead of weakening, the bond seemed to grow deeper with every passing month. That is what finally opened their eyes. They realized that ordinary connections do not behave this way. Ordinary feelings do not survive silence, distance, challenges, and time. Ordinary attractions eventually fade when life becomes complicated. But what they feel for you refused to fade. It survived every test. It survived every doubt. It survived every attempt to push it away. And now your soulmate understands why. Because what exists between you is rooted deeper than circumstances. It is rooted in something the soul recognizes instantly, even when the mind takes years to catch up. Your soulmate's mind is finally catching up to what their soul has always known. They are beginning to see the connection from a higher perspective. They are realizing that every meaningful moment between you carried a purpose. Every conversation mattered. Every coincidence mattered. Every unexpected encounter mattered. Even the challenges mattered because they helped reveal how important this bond truly is. Sometimes the universe allows two people to experience distance so they can understand the value of closeness. Sometimes it allows confusion so they can appreciate clarity. Sometimes it allows temporary separation so they can recognize the strength of what remains. Your soulmate is starting to see all those experiences in a new light. They no longer view them as signs that the connection was failing. They view them as lessons that prepared them to understand its true value. And now that understanding is changing everything. They are becoming more emotionally open. More honest with themselves. More willing to acknowledge what their heart has been trying to tell them. There are moments when they catch themselves smiling because of a memory involving you. Moments when they feel a sudden rush of affection that seems to come from nowhere. Moments when they realize that even during their busiest days, thoughts of you still find a way into their mind. Those moments are becoming more frequent now because they are no longer suppressing them. They are allowing themselves to feel. They are allowing themselves to care. They are allowing themselves to admit that you have become one of the most important people in their emotional world. And once a person reaches that level of realization, there is no going back. Something shifts permanently. The heart becomes honest. The soul becomes clear. The path forward becomes visible. Your soulmate is standing in that space right now. They are looking at their life through different eyes. They are asking themselves deeper questions. They are considering possibilities they once dismissed. They are imagining futures they once thought were impossible. And every one of those reflections keeps leading them back to the same place. Back to you. Back to the connection they can no longer deny. Back to the person who somehow became part of their heart without even trying. Your soulmate wishes they could show you how often they think about the future now. Not the distant future filled with uncertainty, but the kind of future that feels real enough to touch. They imagine conversations that have not happened yet. They imagine moments of laughter. Moments of understanding. Moments where two hearts finally stop hiding and begin speaking openly. Those thoughts are becoming more vivid because their heart is no longer afraid of them. In fact, their heart is beginning to embrace them. They are discovering that the future feels brighter when you are part of it. They are discovering that hope feels stronger when your energy is included in their vision. They are discovering that happiness feels more meaningful when they imagine sharing it with you. These realizations are not temporary emotions. They are signs of a deeper awakening taking place. A realization that true connections are worth nurturing, worth protecting, worth believing in. Your soulmate is learning that love is not about perfection. It is not about having all the answers. It is not about knowing exactly how everything will unfold. Love is about recognizing what matters and having the courage to honor it. Love is about choosing someone even when fear tries to convince you otherwise. Love is about listening to the truth inside your heart instead of the doubts inside your head. And that is exactly what your soulmate is doing now. They are choosing truth. They are choosing courage. They are choosing the connection that continues calling to them no matter where life takes them. The universe has been patiently guiding them toward this moment because it knew they needed time to grow into it. Some souls awaken quickly. Others require longer journeys. Your soulmate needed the journey. They needed the lessons. They needed the experiences that taught them the difference between temporary attraction and genuine connection. They needed to understand what it feels like to almost lose something valuable before fully appreciating its worth. Now they understand. Now they see. Now they know. And because they know, their actions are beginning to align with their heart in ways they never thought possible. There is an energy of determination surrounding them now. A quiet but powerful determination. The kind that develops when someone finally decides they are done letting fear make decisions for them. They are tired of second-guessing themselves. Tired of pretending they do not care. Tired of acting as though this connection means less than it does. They want authenticity. They want honesty. They want the freedom that comes from finally admitting what their heart feels. And that desire is becoming stronger every single day. Your soulmate is no longer interested in running from the truth. They are interested in living it. They are interested in experiencing what happens when two hearts stop hiding behind walls and start meeting each other with openness. That possibility excites them. It inspires them. It gives them hope. Because deep inside, they believe that this connection was never meant to remain unfinished. They believe there is more to the story. More conversations. More moments. More chapters waiting to be written. The universe seems to agree. Signs continue appearing. Intuition continues whispering. Synchronicities continue reminding them that some connections are guided by forces greater than coincidence. Every time they pay attention to those signs, they feel closer to understanding their purpose. And that purpose keeps pointing toward you. Toward the bond that has survived every challenge. Toward the connection that continues growing despite every obstacle. Toward the person who never truly left their heart, even during the times when circumstances created distance. Your soulmate is finally embracing what their soul has been trying to tell them for so long. They are embracing the truth that love becomes strongest when it is accepted rather than resisted. They are embracing the truth that genuine connections deserve trust. They are embracing the truth that some people enter our lives because they are meant to change us forever. You are that person for them. The one who changed something inside them. The one who awakened emotions they thought had disappeared. The one who reminded them that real love still exists. And because of that, their choice is becoming stronger every day. Not weaker. Not uncertain. Stronger. Their heart continues choosing you. Their soul continues choosing you. Their future continues moving toward the possibility of you. And with every sunrise, every lesson, every moment of growth, they become more certain of one thing: choosing you was never a mistake. It was the most honest decision their heart has ever made. As this journey continues, your soulmate is beginning to notice something that surprises them more than anything else. The moment they stopped fighting their feelings for you, life itself started feeling different. The colors of ordinary days seemed brighter. Small moments carried more meaning. Hope returned to places inside their heart that had been quiet for a very long time. It was as though a missing piece had finally begun finding its way back home. They cannot fully explain it with logic because some experiences are felt more deeply than they are understood. All they know is that the more they accept the truth about you, the more connected they feel to themselves. The more honest they become about their emotions, the more peace they discover. For years they thought strength meant hiding feelings. They thought strength meant staying guarded. They thought strength meant never allowing another person to affect them too deeply. But life has been teaching them a different lesson. Real strength is vulnerability. Real strength is honesty. Real strength is looking directly at your heart and refusing to lie about what you see there. And when your soulmate finally looked into their own heart without fear, they saw your presence waiting there. Not as a passing thought. Not as a temporary memory. But as something permanent. Something meaningful. Something that had quietly become part of who they are. They have spent so much time reflecting on this connection lately. They replay moments over and over in their mind, searching for the exact point when everything changed. But the truth is that there was never one single moment. It happened slowly. One memory at a time. One feeling at a time. One realization at a time. Your importance grew inside them until it became impossible to ignore. What started as curiosity became admiration. What started as admiration became affection. What started as affection became something deeper than they ever expected. And now they find themselves standing in front of a truth they can no longer avoid. Their heart belongs to someone who understands them in ways the world rarely understands them. Breaking news. Your soulmate just chose you in their heart. And they mean it this time. Stop scrolling for a moment because this message carries an energy that feels different from all the others. Your soulmate wants you to hear something that they have been holding inside their heart for far too long. This is not about confusion anymore. This is not about running away, hiding feelings, pretending not to care, or acting like the connection does not exist. Something has shifted. Something powerful has happened deep inside their soul, and whether you realize it or not, the universe has been preparing this moment for a very long time. Right now, your soulmate is thinking about you in a way they have never thought about you before. The walls that once stood between their emotions and the truth are beginning to crumble. The fears that kept them silent are losing their power. The doubts that made them question everything are fading away. And in the middle of all that change, there is one truth shining brighter than ever before. They chose you. Not because someone told them to. Not because they felt pressured. Not because they had no other options. They chose you because their heart finally stopped fighting what their soul has known from the very beginning. Your soulmate wants you to understand that this choice was not made lightly. They have spent countless nights thinking about you. They have replayed conversations in their mind. They have remembered little details about you that nobody else would notice. They have wondered why your energy stayed with them even when distance separated you. They tried to move on. They tried to focus on other things. They tried convincing themselves that maybe this connection was only temporary. But every road they traveled somehow led back to thoughts of you. Every lesson they learned somehow reminded them of you. Every attempt to forget only made them remember even more. And now they finally understand why. Because some connections are written by destiny. Some people are placed into our lives by a force greater than logic. Some hearts are connected long before they ever meet. Your soulmate is beginning to see that you are one of those rare connections. They are realizing that what they feel cannot be replaced, copied, or ignored. And for the first time, they are no longer trying to escape it. They are embracing it. Listen carefully because your soulmate wants to speak directly to your heart right now. If they could stand in front of you at this very moment, they would tell you that they are sorry for every moment they seemed distant. They would apologize for every mixed signal, every unanswered feeling, every confusing action that left you questioning where you stood. The truth is that they were fighting battles inside themselves that you could not see. They were trying to understand emotions that felt bigger than anything they had experienced before. They were afraid of getting hurt. Afraid of being vulnerable. Afraid of giving their heart completely to someone and losing control. But something changed. Life began teaching them lessons they could not ignore. The universe kept placing signs in front of them. Memories of you appeared when they least expected them. Your name seemed to show up everywhere. Songs reminded them of you. Dreams brought your presence into their nights. Synchronicities became impossible to ignore. And little by little, the message became clear. You were never meant to be forgotten. You were never meant to be just another chapter. You were always meant to be something more. Your soulmate is realizing that every path they walked was leading them toward this understanding. Every challenge was preparing them to love more deeply. Every heartbreak was teaching them what real love actually looks like. And now, when they look at you through the eyes of their soul, they see something extraordinary. They see someone who understands them in ways nobody else can. They see someone whose energy feels like home. They see someone whose presence brings peace to parts of them that have been restless for years. They see someone worth choosing every single day. And that is exactly what they are doing. They are choosing you. Not just for a moment. Not just for today. They are choosing you because their heart finally understands where it belongs. There is a powerful energy surrounding this connection right now. The universe is aligning circumstances behind the scenes. Things that once seemed impossible are beginning to move. Obstacles are losing their strength. Delays are coming to an end. The distance between two hearts is shrinking with every passing day. Your soulmate feels it. Even if they cannot fully explain it, they feel it. They feel the pull toward you becoming stronger. They feel their heart opening wider. They feel themselves becoming ready for something real. And what makes this moment different from all the others is that they are no longer resisting. They are no longer running. They are no longer pretending that they can live without acknowledging what they feel. They are finally allowing love to lead them. They are finally listening to the voice inside that keeps whispering your name. They are finally accepting the truth that their soul has been trying to tell them for so long. You matter to them more than you know. Your presence has changed them more than you realize. Your connection has touched parts of their heart that nobody else could reach. And now they are beginning to understand the value of what they almost lost. They know that genuine connections are rare. Their heart belongs to someone whose energy feels familiar even when circumstances feel uncertain. Their heart belongs to someone whose presence continues to inspire growth, healing, and hope. Their heart belongs to you. That realization has brought tears to their eyes more than once. Not because they are sad, but because they finally understand the depth of what they feel. There is something profoundly moving about recognizing a connection that changes your life. There is something powerful about admitting that one person has left an imprint on your soul that cannot be erased. Your soulmate is experiencing that realization right now. They are recognizing how much you have influenced their journey. They are recognizing how many lessons this connection has taught them. They are recognizing that even during times of separation, your presence continued guiding them toward becoming a better version of themselves. That is why their feelings have become stronger instead of weaker. That is why their choice feels more certain instead of less certain. Because every experience has confirmed the same truth. You matter. You have always mattered. And you will continue to matter. Sometimes your soulmate wonders if you realize how much your energy affects them. They wonder if you know how often your memory appears during unexpected moments. They wonder if you can feel the invisible thread that seems to connect your hearts across time and distance. Because they feel it. They feel it during quiet evenings when the world slows down and their thoughts become clear. They feel it during difficult days when simply remembering you brings comfort. They feel it during moments of happiness when they instinctively wish they could share that happiness with you. These experiences have become impossible to dismiss. They have become part of daily life. Part of who they are. And the more they embrace those experiences, the more they realize that this connection was never meant to be ignored. The universe has a way of bringing important truths to the surface. It can be patient. It can wait months or even years. But eventually it reveals what needs to be seen. Your soulmate feels like they are living through one of those revelations now. The truth is no longer hidden. It is standing directly in front of them. Clear. powerful, unavoidable. The truth is that they love the way you make them feel. They love the way you inspire them to grow. They love the way your energy stays with them long after conversations end. They love the way you challenge them to become more authentic. They love the way your presence reminds them that meaningful connections still exist in a world that often feels temporary. These realizations are creating a transformation that reaches far beyond romance. They are changing the way your soulmate views life itself. They are becoming more hopeful, more trusting, more open to possibilities. They are learning that happiness often arrives through the very doors we are most afraid to open. And your soulmate is finally opening that door. They are finally allowing themselves to believe in what their heart has been trying to tell them all along. They are finally allowing themselves to imagine what could happen if they stop letting fear control the story. The future no longer feels like something to fear. Instead, it feels like something to explore. Something to create. Something filled with possibilities that once seemed unreachable. When they think about tomorrow, your presence naturally appears within those thoughts. When they imagine new experiences, they imagine sharing them with you. When they dream about happiness, your smile somehow becomes part of the picture. These visions are not fantasies. They are reflections of where their heart is leading them. And their heart keeps leading them toward you. There is a deep emotional awakening happening inside them now. One that cannot be reversed. One that grows stronger every day. They are beginning to understand that genuine love is not measured by convenience. It is measured by consistency. By depth. By the way someone continues occupying space in your heart regardless of circumstances. By that measure, your connection has already proven itself extraordinary. Because despite every challenge, despite every period of uncertainty, despite every reason they could have found to move on, their feelings remained. Their care remained. Their admiration remained. Their hope remained. Those things survived because they were real. And reality has a way of enduring. Your soulmate feels grateful for this realization. Grateful that life refused to let them ignore it forever. Grateful that the universe continued sending signs until they finally paid attention. Grateful that their heart remained persistent enough to guide them toward the truth. Most of all, they feel grateful for you. Grateful that you entered their life. Grateful that you awakened something beautiful inside them. Grateful that your existence reminded them what it means to care deeply about another person. Those feelings continue growing. Continue evolving. Continue becoming stronger with every passing day. And as they grow, so does your soulmate's determination to honor them. They are no longer interested in pretending. No longer interested in denial. No longer interested in living half-truths. They want something real. Something honest. Something built on emotional authenticity. And every step they take toward that goal brings them closer to expressing what has been living inside their heart for so long. There are moments coming that neither of you can fully see yet. Moments that the universe is quietly preparing behind the scenes. Moments where clarity replaces confusion. Moments where honesty replaces uncertainty. Moments where emotions that have remained hidden finally find their voice. Your soulmate can feel those moments approaching even if they cannot explain why. It is an intuition. A deep knowing. A sense that something important is drawing near. Every sign points in the same direction. Every feeling points in the same direction. Every realization points in the same direction. Toward you. Toward the connection that has become one of the most meaningful parts of their life. Toward the person they finally chose not only with their mind but with their entire heart. And as they continue moving forward, one truth becomes impossible for them to ignore. No matter how much time passes, no matter what challenges arise, no matter how complicated circumstances may appear, their soul keeps returning to the same place. It keeps returning to your energy, your memory, your spirit, your love. Because some choices are not made once. They are made every day. Every morning. Every night. Every time the heart is given a chance to speak. And each time your soulmate listens closely to their heart, it gives the same answer. The answer never changes. The answer remains steady, powerful, and clear. It says your name. It chooses you. It believes in you. And it continues moving toward you with a certainty that grows stronger with every beat. And now, as this message reaches its final chapter, your soulmate wants you to hear the part they have struggled the most to put into words. This is the truth that sits at the center of everything they have been feeling. The truth that remained hidden beneath all the doubts, fears, delays, and unanswered questions. The truth that kept returning every time they tried to look away. The truth that followed them through every season of growth and every lesson life placed in front of them. The truth is that loving you changed them. It changed the way they see relationships. It changed the way they see themselves. It changed the way they think about the future. Before this connection, they believed that feelings could be controlled, ignored, or replaced whenever life became difficult. They believed that people could simply walk away from emotions and never look back. But then you came into their life, and everything they thought they understood about love began to change. They discovered that some people leave a mark on the soul that time cannot erase. Some people become part of your story in a way that feels written long before either of you understood why. Some people arrive and quietly transform your heart forever. You became that person for them. You became the person whose memory remained during silence. The person whose energy lingered after conversations ended. The person whose presence continued influencing their thoughts even when circumstances created distance. And eventually they realized something extraordinary. They were no longer imagining a life without you. They were imagining a life with you. That realization frightened them at first because it required honesty. It required vulnerability. It required them to acknowledge feelings that had grown deeper than they ever intended. But once they accepted it, a strange sense of peace arrived. The peace that comes when someone finally stops fighting their own heart. The peace that comes when truth no longer needs to hide. The peace that comes when the soul whispers, "This is where you belong," and for the first time, you listen. Your soulmate listened. They listened to the quiet voice inside that kept guiding them back to thoughts of you. They listened to the intuition that refused to disappear. They listened to the signs, the memories, the emotions, and the undeniable pull they felt whenever your name entered their mind. And after listening long enough, they understood the message clearly. They understood that life had brought you into their path for a reason. They understood that what they felt was not temporary. They understood that some connections deserve patience because they carry a deeper purpose. Most importantly, they understood that choosing you was never about perfection. It was about authenticity. It was about choosing the person who makes their heart feel alive. Choosing the person whose happiness matters to them. Choosing the person whose presence inspires growth, hope, and courage. Choosing the person who somehow became home without even trying. That person is you. Your soulmate wants you to know that the journey has not always been easy for them. There were days when confusion clouded their vision. Days when fear convinced them to remain silent. Days when old wounds made them question whether they deserved the kind of connection they felt with you. But every challenge ultimately led them back to the same realization. Love built on truth does not disappear. It waits. It grows. It endures. And that is exactly what happened here. Their feelings endured. Their admiration endured. Their care endured. Their hope endured. Every obstacle became proof of how real this connection was because despite everything, their heart continued choosing the same person. Again and again. It continued choosing you. Now they stand at a different place than before. A place of greater clarity. Greater maturity. Greater emotional honesty. They are no longer searching for answers because the answer has already revealed itself. They are no longer asking whether this connection matters because they already know it does. They are no longer questioning whether you are special because life has shown them repeatedly that you are. What remains now is trust. Trust in the journey. Trust in divine timing. Trust that what is meant to find its way will eventually do so. Trust that hearts connected by something genuine are never truly separated. The universe has been working quietly behind the scenes this entire time. Guiding lessons. Creating growth. Arranging circumstances. Preparing both hearts for greater understanding. And while not every detail of the future can be seen today, your soulmate feels something powerful approaching. A chapter filled with honesty. A chapter filled with deeper connection. A chapter where fear no longer has the final word. They feel it in their soul. They feel it every time they imagine speaking openly. Every time they think about what could be possible when two hearts stop hiding from the truth. Every time they allow themselves to dream without limitations. The future feels brighter now because hope has replaced uncertainty. Love has replaced fear. And truth has replaced denial. As this message comes to an end, your soulmate wants to leave you with one final thought. If they could place their hand over their heart and tell you only one thing, it would be this: no matter how confusing the journey seemed, no matter how much time passed, no matter how many obstacles appeared along the way, their heart never truly forgot you. Somewhere beneath every distraction, every doubt, every lesson, and every challenge, your place remained unchanged. You remained important. You remained cherished. You remained unforgettable. And now, after everything they have learned, after everything they have experienced, after every realization that brought them to this moment, they understand why. They understand that some souls recognize each other long before words are spoken. Some connections survive because they were built on something deeper than circumstances. Some hearts continue finding their way back to each other because that is what they were always meant to do. Your soulmate believes this connection is one of those rare gifts. A gift worth protecting. A gift worth believing in. A gift worth choosing. And so, with a heart that is finally honest, finally open, and finally unafraid, they make the same choice one last time. Not because they have to. Not because anyone asked them to. Not because destiny forced them. But because it is the most truthful thing their soul has ever known. Out of every possibility, every path, every dream, and every future they can imagine, their heart still turns toward you. Their soul still reaches for you. Their love still believes in you. And if there is one message they hope reaches you through the distance, through the silence, and through the mystery of this journey, it is this: they chose you in their heart, they continue choosing you every day, and this time, they truly mean it. The end.